even though I'm at the different level, but you know, I am reserved for emergency purposes. You know what I'm saying? So you will see where, well, like basically we have chapter 11, where you have certain people. What's up, dude? All right. I'm gonna come back for you. I'm gonna come back for you. But yeah, so like you'll see where like we have chapter 11 where people go and they help out other people. So you have 70, 80, 90 with the soap. I'm at 100 with the being born with the soap. She's at 100 being born with the soap. She's able to pass that to 90 with one slice, right? Doesn't take all that. And 90 will go out and help you out at 70, 80, right? So that you can sit there and be, you know, happy. You know what I mean? Because you might have went in a relationship, got to get cleaned up, so why not do both? Clean it up, pick it up at the same time, and remind it to not be stuck, because you're supposed to be stuck on God, right? And you know, when you have 70 go down, and they're over here helping out 40, 50, 60s all year, they're like, yo, I need something to pick me up. You know what I mean? Even though she had insurance, but she's like, I need something extra strength, rope or something. It's that medicine. So like, I bet, so 40, 50, 60 don't carry the soul, but they carry the life energy, I mean, for the soul. So it's like, okay, let me get that, you know, kind of go from there, you know what I mean? And I was like, and, you know, 70 come down. Like me, you know, I help her out, and, you know, other 90s. You know? So it's like trying to help people get up is really where it's at. Chapter 11 stands for like, which is date, right? And we go on dates, so people be flying out, but they have their insurance. They're like, hey, look, I'm gonna be here, but you know, if I get called, what she does, a female born with soap, right? The 8, she goes, I know your size and everything else, I'm gonna hook you up. You know, so if you're a 7, you're like a 7.5. Yeah, I don't know why they do that. But it'll bounce back, it's okay. For 70. But yeah, so like, you'll see where she'll give you like she'll hook you up with a date, and you'll go out on a date where she's gonna send people on a mission. Nobody even know. You might be with the kids, you know, one day, but you go out and go like, now I'm not with the kids, I'm with that one. And the kids is being watched by somebody she knows she can trust, hired by her. You know what I mean? So that she can watch, you know, something else, you know, on TV. And the way it goes, you have one out of chapter 11, 1 through 9, is where basically that person is, I'm not going back, she's not going back to work, and she don't want nobody opposite sex. I mean, she's not gay, she don't want nobody to mess with her. I mean, she's like on one. I mean, so you might see all white, right? Then you see, thank you, and then you see 2, where she's going, hey, pink, I'm going back to, I don't want to go back to work, but I do want to talk to somebody, but I don't want to go back to work, so I'm on pink. 3 is red, where it's like, okay, I'm going to work tomorrow, but before I do, I'm getting something in, you know what I mean? So imagine if they was on school, and it was with the same mentality where they need insurance, you know what I'm saying? Because they're not on a waiting game. But they're like, hey, I'm in the beginning of all this, you know what I mean? I gotta get mine to, you know? And so you would see 13 a little different with like white and red. Or you might see white, pink, or red a little differently where it's like, okay, 13 is the number for like, you know, kind of like not emergency, but you don't know where she's at, but you know she's falling. You know she needs help. And the same thing with guys, bro. The same thing. They might need help, you know what I'm saying? But I just use a girl for example. Now 4 is where we all come collectively and we support, right? Out of 1 through 9. And we go, hey, I'm supporting, you know, I'm supporting you, so I might give you flowers. Or I might tell you, bro, don't go down this alley real quick, you know? Yeah, go to the right. That's where it's at. They're like, what's over there? It's a park. Oh, okay, cool. I got you. Good looking. Hey, we got a music singer and everything else. There's a concert going on for you, just for y'all too, right? Because she might be like 70, 80, 90. So they just do like random stuff. They're like, look, whatever makes the mood. And they have the whole thing's cut off and sexy from children, Everybody's not going there. You can't have bad business, nothing like that over there. And they just make it all clean, like it's a garden, but better, you know? And they have support. So some people support by shooting, you know, and thank you. And they're like, hey, look, I'm gonna keep it clean. I mean, there's 2 ways to shoot. So it's always go like, hey, I just changed the mind. Go that way, right? Have a good mind today, you know? Go that way, you know what I mean? Oh man, I want the mind on me. But so it's like, all right. So now you're going, I'm gonna let you find out. Y'all good. But so it's like, all right, now you have 4 support. Now 5 is the main character, right? Because they're supporting both of you. Supporting the girl from 1, 2, 3 that need the help, and the main character 5, where she's gonna send you this guy, and he's gonna be the perfect size, right? It's gonna like, hey, look, here you go, right? And now let's say you're asking questions, you're just having a conversation, and you're trying to figure out, hey, can I keep this? You know what I mean? Because you might want to keep it, you might want to try the whole thing, and then you ask questions, and you're trying to see if he's willing to change plans, you know? Because I'm pretty sure somebody's holding on standby, because they usually do keep it on demand. You know? So like now, you have the 5, where he's just the main character to help you out for the day. 5 stands for the day, right? Right. 6 stands for a week, a day, longer than a day, right? So it'll be a week, it'll be a month, it'll be a year, you know, longer than a day. I mean, 5 stands for a day, 6 is a day. So now 7, somebody tell you that, let's go, hey, look, so you can know the situation, means she got kids, right? Not necessarily meaning that she want kids, right? But she got kids. Because I don't know how y'all do that, right? So it's like, all right, back. Now, you over here, 8 is going, basically saying yes, right? Where you going like, are we gonna have sex, right? And you're like, yes. Or you say, yeah, like, you know, knowing the question he's about to ask, you know what I'm saying? And because not everybody do have sex, sometimes it's just going, I'm playing the 5 roles for a day, she need to pick me up, right? She's still waiting, but she needed some insurance just for a date, because you know you're in that phase, right? And it's kind of like stop drinking alcohol for the first time or stop smoking weed. You're in that phase where it's like, I'm not gonna go back to smoking weed and all that, but I am gonna need something to take my mind off it, right? So you might not necessarily smoke the weed, right? So you're just like, yo, I'm gonna be around my friends that might be smoking weed, right? So you just be around the new insurance, and you're kicking it and going, hey, cool, this is what it is, right? So that's chapter 11. Like 8 is being yes, but if they say no, you know what they mean. It's like, no, I got to go back to my husband. We just did a date. We didn't never kiss, never had sex. Certain languages, and kind of go from there. And you know, I got to go back to over here and make sure everything's private. You know, and kind of go from there where you know, you just continue. But remember, 6 is like continuing. I mean, so if somebody say I'm running to the 6, like I'm doing dates for like a day, better, longer than a day. You know what I mean? Like, you know, for a week, a month, right? Ain't no envelopes to open. Just doing what I'm supposed to. You know what I'm saying? Because we don't do it for money. In chapter 11, all right? We just do it because she says, and we do it for God. We're able to help out with our body and face and our personality, which most of the time matters more. You know what I'm saying? And it's going, I bet, you know, and kind of go from there. 9 is pretty much like hospital, like you are done. I mean, back at 1.